In the energy quadrant, a lot of activity in crude oil today. We had some early weakness, believe it or not. We jumped up to another new high for 2019, 56.73 was that high. And then we fell off and actually turned negative on the day, turning back around, getting back above that $56 level. We were actually in the 55 handle in toward the lows, and then turned around, got back up above 56, did not make another new high. That high for 2019 remains in place at 56.73, closing up a little bit more than 0.75%, rallying later in the day to about 56.43 near the close. Trade optimism, one of the main reasons for that, the increased probability of demand as those trade talks, the positive news gets better and better. President Xi Jinping mentioned at the end of last week to the state-run news agency that the talks were going well. Department of Agriculture Secretary from the U.S., who would obviously know quite a bit about it, considering part of the deal is alleged to be more agricultural purchases, specifically soybeans from China, from the U.S. as the supplier, mentioned that the trade talks were moving along swiftly. And the president talked about flexibility again in terms of the deadline. He had said earlier last week that if they were close to a deal, he would extend the deadline. Today, he was speaking even more positively about that, adding to that trade optimism, adding to the speculation that increased crude oil demand is just on the horizon. And when you add in the OPEC production cuts, driving prices into that $56 range again, that is a new high for 2019 at 56.73. And then the dollar weakness, which generally helps all commodities, helped all commodities today. Fed officials continue to talk the dollar lower, with Loretta Mester, Cleveland Fed president, who is a non-voting member, but was a voting member in the last cycle of Fed rate hikes, or rather I should say rate cuts. She mentioned that she would be on board for a stalling of quantitative tightening, or a pause in that program, saying that they didn't need to shrink the balance sheet in order to exit the program, and that she did not see a recession coming. So a little bit of mixed signals, but taken by the dollar to be weakness, or rather I should say dovishness. So the dollar fell about another 0.25%, adding to the strength of commodities in general, including crude oil.